Womp womp womp. My god. Oh, it's loaded. Ho ho ho. Yeah. I remember the line. I was kind of slightly thick, but I thought it was worse than this. It's not as bad as I remembered. Still kind of bad. Hello, George. My god. Womp. Womp, womp, womp. I think the break is looking increasingly likely that it needs to happen. This timing is pretty rough. I'm gonna have to yeah, like taking a break. And then coming back with different timing. I'm gonna do something else. Let me see. Nighty night, George. What brush did I use? This one. Okay, George, for sure. What do you think about VR chat where people write letter to a random stranger, random generator be randomized letter from a different person? I think it's fine as an idea, but in reality, all you're gonna get are slurs and like racial and like offensive nonsense, though. Everyone's just gonna spam slurs and stuff. I don't see it working out the way you intend for it to. Yeah, I mean, like, your filter system is not really gonna catch a lot of these things, because there's way too many ways to bypass things. And I don't know. I mean, it's fine as an idea. You can always try it and see how things go, you know? But moderation is always very, very hard. Because it's not possible to tell intent just from text, that's the thing. Like, you're gonna block the usual words, but then you're gonna have situations where people find ways to express the same ideas, but with different words. So now, do you ban those words? Because those words might be normal words. If you ban those words, then other people who want to use it normally couldn't use it. If you don't ban it, then you still have people being able to spread the hate in a very sort of roundabout way, but spread it nonetheless, because people will understand it, right? They will kind of get it. And not to mention the amount of effort it requires to constantly stay sort of in the loop, right? Anytime people come up with a new way to bypass the filter, you have to be there to fix it. It is very high upkeep, and in general, sort of like as a developer, you open yourself up for a lot of trouble. Because yeah, you know, if things go wrong, people look at you and be like, "Hey, why didn't you account for this?" And they're not gonna be as forgiving. Do you get sued? I mean, like, I don't think there's any place to be suing you, but that doesn't mean they cannot try. And if they do sue you, you know, like this, big companies do this a lot, right? They sue not because they think they'll win. They sue because they think you don't have the money to fight them. So they do it anyways, because out of spite, out of anger, out of greediness, out of pettiness, you know, like all this different kind of thing. It's just, there's no reason to open yourself up for that. At the end of the day, it's like, if you're doing it to make money, then there's no reason to execute this idea. It's just way too much risk. If you're making it to be wholesome, maybe there are other ways to do it, you know, like. It is an interesting problem, though. It's like what Arknights Enfield did with their messaging stuff, with the notes that you can leave for other people on the map. I always thought that like people were just like bad with grammar or something, but then I realized no, they give you just fixed letters and stuff to use. And I thought that made a lot of sense. You know, you can still sort of convey the same-ish ideas, just with a more limited range of vocabulary. But then, like in our case, in your idea, I don't think it will work very well, just because you want to give people that freedom. That's the problem with multiplayer, huh? The beauty of multiplayer is that the experience is augmented by other players. The problem with multiplayer is that the experience is augmented by other players. Yeah. And then you get a bunch of nonsense. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, as AI gets better, you can actually use AI to do some of the filtering. Of course, like at this point, it's way too expensive to do that. But then the other thing that you brought up is VR chat. And I think it's interesting you brought up VR chat, because if you're using VR chat as a medium, this idea doesn't really leverage VR chat's medium, I don't think. Depends on how you execute it, I suppose. I feel like VR chat's appeal is that whole VR idea. If you can leverage, like if you want to make like a cool game, it would be nice if you can leverage the VR part. Not that you have to, right? There are plenty of great games that doesn't do that, but although not that I can really think of. I can't really think of any VR chat map right now off the top of my head. I feel like the appeal of VR chat is the whole VR part of it. But regardless, you know, it's not really a limitation in that sense. But yeah, anyways, interesting. Oh my god, so interesting. Oh my god. Oof. Be nice to make something. Indeed. Okay, good night, George. GG. Oh, it's just the... Oh, I see. It's the hands. It doesn't read as well. Oh, right. I see. Yeah, it is, This one here? Da-da-da. You see. Right, I see. this is fine. There's no need to force it. This is before the change. Untouched. Everybody's giving me a lot of grief today. My god. It's constantly black and white. Constantly blacking out, dude. There it goes again. Oh my god, okay. Let me reconnect my tablet. It's not a guarantee. It might do something, it might. Usually doesn't change anything. Am I painting or no? Yes, hello wizard. Also yes. Probably went to bed or something. That's check. Too strong. What's the minus? Oh. I think Kiki is just way too hard to balance because it's just pure white. That is by design, however. Because she's always meant to be wearing something else that's colorful. That would be the balance. Currently we just don't have that, so it's kind of... What? Oh, that must be this guy. It's too blue or purple. Heartland is too strong, I think. I'm gonna take some screenshots and we'll see how I feel about it down the line. I don't have any idea for the original theming, the colors, so we just kind of did whatever. I think the last time I thought, yeah, you know what? Never mind. I forget what I said. I'm just gonna get some stuff out and I'll just see how I feel about it. I think I don't have any ideas at this point. I mean, I have ideas. I just don't know which one is looks good. We're kind of too deep in the weeds. Let's see. Target 1. What is this? Oh, I forgot about this. Oops. This one is just too blue or purple, I think. It's too clashy, but it's also kind of interesting in that each one has its own sort of very distinct regime. But then over here, I feel like the theming of this should be the warmth that's emanated by Ria. So in that sense, we should maybe have a little bit less. Kiki itself also, like, the radiance might be too strong. Shadow might be too strong. Let's see. This would be the secondary. Second one. And then maybe even like having these guys like super low. This might look better, yeah. Maybe it's the value setup, it's not very right. Dude, I saw the blue coming from. Is it you? Maybe here, huh? Might be the gradient on the white, right? Yeah, it might be you again. This is a bad idea, right? Oh, it doesn't even do anything. Well then. Wait, how did I get so blue? Oh, that's okay. smaller, I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, the first one's even bigger. Okay, that makes sense. Stronger, lighter. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Oh, did I write the text backwards? I did write the text backwards. Huh. Oh. Why would it not be together already? What? Why is it not together? It's only one layer, right? Lamau? Okay, I'll just leave it because it's kind of weird. What? Magic? Wait, why is that folder? Well, I mean, if that's the case, we'll just do it like that. That works. Anyways, let's look at that. Attachment from the existing. Wait, it's alternate landing. Oh shit. Wait, what? Means it has to. Oh, welcome back. Oh my god, fucking train. Come on. Work. Yes, thank you, Wizard. I have no idea if this is right. It looks kind of right-ish. I'm not trying to get it to be the exact same cycle because I think there are some differences with what we want to portray. I think the original sketch is actually... No, it's too vague. Never mind. Never mind. Oh my god, never mind. Okay, this is probably good enough. Sort up the colors. Right. Well, the good thing is that it's pretty dark in general, so I don't think it would be too bad if it's out of proportion here and there. And then let's sort out Ria herself. Also, no perspective setup, so the other feedsies might not line up correctly. Oh. Oh. I need a human walk cycle. To do the study on the feet again, because I don't think she's gonna be wearing any shoes. I really don't like drawing shoes. I haven't drawn enough shoes yet to get proficient at it. Shoes give me stress. I feel like you kind of need to be good at feet first before you can do shoes. So I need anatomy before you can do clothing correctly on top of it. No, I find it kind of hard to see. I don't really see like the... I also like I don't have a good vocabulary visual library of shoes in my head. And then without the feet underneath, I don't really know how the shoe works. Yeah, I have zero idea like how I would like what shoe am I even, what is even this? Yeah, shoes are hard for me. I don't really get it. Feet is also decently hard, but at least feet anatomy and this and that like this. Some stricter rules, it feels like. Oh, Deve. Walk. Oh, wait, I literally just saw this at work. I saw this thing about how there's a filter where you can convert art into this sort of printed paper style or something. I don't know what's it called. Was I on App Store? App Store? Oh, okay, never mind then. Toes are really hard to do, yeah. But I feel like the toes return on investment is a bit better than shoes. If you know what I mean. I feel like, Either way though, I feel like I wanna be better at drawing feet first before we get to shoes. But yeah, toes are tricky for sure. But yeah, anyways, let me see Duvay's Daily. Where the hell is it? Here. This is very reminiscent of like a VR chat avatar. Or where have I seen this stylization before? Is it VR chat avatar, or maybe it's this is this singer V singer has that same vibe to the design, but I guess it depends on the artist that draws her. It's not like it's got that same kind of vibe to it. Maybe not quite. But yeah, let's see. I think it's okay, so the line art's doing a lot, and then the rendering is very reminiscent of Liduk's brush works. It's just a lot of tiny lines in the direction of the flow. This is, yeah, okay, this is a very big forehead. Also, the way the fur is drawn makes it feels like the whole of the ear, like the ear canal is coming forwards instead of being over here somewhere. It feels like it's somewhere higher and more front. There's a lot of pixels over there. Oh, flowers again. Very nice. Not enough pixels, but a lot of these textures. It's kind of weird, like it's like almost as though there's no shadow, or like, but like the tentacles look kind of flat, right? The color seems to come from, because this feels like it's undersided, being a little bit lighter colored. And then the rest is also kind of flat-ish. Tiny bit, and then like this part is like a big area for some reason. The light isn't very strong, it's not very 100% consistent, it's just kind of there. I don't really quite get it, like when there's no shadows or like all these darker regions that we usually add. What are you coloring then exactly then? I guess it's just variations of the material or something? Because this almost feels like it's trying to suggest that it's like some kind of almost translucent material where like the thicker regions have like this darker color, and the thinner and the thinner regions are a little bit more translucent and therefore lighter in color and value. Is this rake a stem? There's just a lot of these lines. I feel like it should be some kind of a... But if you look at this, like I thought it feels like some kind of a stamp by sheer volume, but then if you look at some of these regions, it's like very precisely executed. It's maintaining all the spacing between, and then it's also changing like in size this way. I don't know, like maybe you could just have like a pre-made one. Just put it everywhere. Kind of hard to see. Not pixels. Just a few more would be nice. Somewhat fantasy-esque, kind of like vibe with the texture. Like the almost invisible, non-visible lines along with all these textures. Yeah, it's a lot of tentacles. Is she pregnant? Is she pregante? I love the virus. Was it the feather? Is there a feather? Yeah, I think I might have missed it. Oh, there is a feather here. I don't know. Why is there a feather there? What's she holding? Is that a feather? That is a feather. I don't know. Some kind of story element, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I didn't even see it. What is this? Poet? Oh. So apparently there is this art book where it's art along with some kind of poem. And I guess the theme is some kind of horror. I'm not bothering to read that. My brain didn't process it, but my screen's black right here. I guess you can actually read it here. It's kind of slow. Japanese servers, I guess, but while we're here, I might as well share this. Is that right, Wizard? I am just kind of like normal. I'm not feeling it one way or another. My brain doesn't have like a good answer to some of the styles here. Like I can reasonably logically work it out how we might go about this, but we have not done anything close to this. Horror kind of vibe. I don't really sense it myself. I feel like. Oh shit. I see GIF, I get scared. But I don't know if GIFs can even contain sound. I don't think it can. Is some of that Alright, I think I muted. Oh yeah, for sure, GIF. Not GIF, GIF. Yeah, like Cthulhu and like all the big tentacles and all that kind of vibe. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting, interesting. Is this their cosplay? Oh no, it's just a collab. I guess they might have designed something. What? Yeah, I guess they... Oh, is it the characters on it? I see. Yeah, the rabbits and like these guys. Maybe like here. Hmm. Even the wolves have like giant ass foreheads. I don't know if this is a... Wait, let me think. You would draw them... Huh. Even if the wolf was like pure white, I think... Wait, the horns are... Yeah, it's more angular than this, I feel like. There's a big forehead on the wolf. It's like light novel. I think it's like some kind of... I think for the most part, the stylizations I don't it's the kind that I don't really like as much. The really broken up like sort of rendering on the hair, the way the face proportion works. The mouth and the nose being squished all the way down, and then there's this really wide amount of space here, and also, yeah, big foreheads. Right, but for some reason, I guess that's kind of... It's just a very quiet read, though. I don't sense anything else. I don't feel like it's necessarily too messy. Maybe it's just because the values are so tame. I don't feel like the colors are... It is kind of more desaturated, but also not... I don't know, like maybe my brain's not wired, like not calibrated right now. I feel like if I come back another time, I'll probably I feel something else, but... Is the word Pat's modded? Oh, wow. I don't know, Devay. I think you're the expert on what words are not allowed at this point. You're more auto modded than anyone else, I think. Oh yeah, thank you, Vivi, for the daily and the R&D into AutoMod. The fact that you can get like the word daily modded, auto-modded out, I think is very interesting, because the word daily shouldn't have any problems. But then maybe it's because every time it's associated with some kind of ID that YouTube decided that, hey, there's like some new kind of spam. I gotta block this word too. I wanna see this. Oh, look at that. Yeah, like big foreheads deserve big hats. It doesn't show up. Look at that. Only I get to see it. Yeah, almost certainly block shape and then do it, right? Block and just... Otherwise it would have spilled over. I wonder... Oh. I think this time around, this render, I would like to do something slightly different than last time. Last time it's still pretty line heavy, I think. Where is it? Yeah, the lines are pretty much always there. Okay, maybe not always, but the edges are, yeah, so it's either very held in place by lines, or it's just kind of not, kind of lost entirely. I think, yeah, I mean that's kind of the two things on the axis, no? I was just thinking of trying something else. Wait, hang on, do I have Anyways, yeah, thank you, Duvey. I'm just jumping back over here now. I am trying to see if I can find... Shit, where is it? Let me start my art map thing. npm run. Oh, I missed my... Poland. Locking. Ready. Proceed. Rendering. I think that was this. This one is very line heavy. I thought this part was really interesting because like this part is clearly just wah, 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 and then you're like, okay, that's good enough. But overall, it still doesn't look... it does look kind of incomplete here though. It's just that here is so tight that you're like, ah, so whatever. Is this painted, I wonder? It's kind of hard to do looking. Noisy, kind of hard. I want to see if there's anything that we can try to directly use. Sorry, which one? Oh, which one, Wizard? This one? The one single lady? All the single ladies? I'll just send the links. This artist that did the Suzuran only does Suzuran and Shamir. What's her name? There's always these two. They're always paired up. Yeah, no problem. And their colors are always it's kind of got that quality to it. I don't know how to say it. Wait a second. Oh, I need to close this before I lag out. Can I cheat? Because it is a... Oops. Kind of overlay thing, right? Is it overlay? Maybe some other adjustment layers would be better than it. Anyways, I'll try this some other time. I'm looking for shapes and render only. The tightness of the perspective and the objects that are lined up. Blurring on the front, textures and patterns. What can we do, right? This one's too much, that's too much. Sure, maybe on the ground? Oh. I should get the original one from Min, actually. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, no. Oh, it did end with IM. Holy shit. My hand typed it before I remembered whether if it's there or not. I've been here a little bit too many times, I think. It's not here. Okay. Right. Maybe I send one of these collapsed ones. Nope. Alright, I have to find it somewhere else then. The older stuff. Yeah, we go. Okay, so the process would be I get the lines. Do I want to do the lines? Everybody's actually like decently tight with their lines. Like a lot of these things that are marked as favorites. Like this is the favorite for rendering specifically. If I take this out, oh, it's not much more anyways. Just have to be clean anyways, right? It'll be forced into colors are decent. Set up. Not as much space for me to work with. I just did this. Oh, but the... So I haven't quite decided on which one makes sense, which one is better. But I think just instinctively, intuitively, I think the original value setup is actually better. So this one that's just right here. Just because it feels a little bit more balanced. Some of the other ideas where around the character is too empty. Or I guess too dark. I mean, we can adjust it. There's still like this gap where you know your roughs are always going to be incomplete, right? So to some extent your brain kind of has to autocorrect for that. Oh. Hello, Tricks Oddly. I just got some of the messages through Wizard. I just saw your message about the artist. I think the artist that you're specifically referring to is a little bit too clean, the style. It takes way too much effort, which I don't think I can sustain. This style is really clean. Like, all the edges are very clean. It's very line art heavy. And I would like to avoid doing line art if possible in the final process, just because it's... yeah. Why not put black and white scale on it to check? It's that's a good suggestion. Right now, I kind of like where the values are. And these values are taken from a different piece. So essentially this is actually we did a study first a long time ago. And I just took the colors one for one. So colors in this sense, whether if it's good or bad, we've just decided to forget about that part. So it's primarily just the balance around here in terms of like the contrast and this and that. We could, like, I think this... Did I take the colors here from the back from the thing too? I can't remember. Yeah, I just like how this is balanced a little bit more than some of the other ideas, because some of the other ideas, I feel like, especially this ground one, I think it's kind of cool that you have this ground thing that where you like, you're standing on the ground and then it goes on like to the really far in the distance, and then there are like tinier buildings. It shows the space in which you're standing in. But I think the reason why I don't like that is because the values here, right where all the lakes are sort of interacting with the space behind, it gets a little bit too dark. Like maybe with perspective setup, or maybe with like just I can just put like a gradient there, like without caring like why is there, it would be fine. But I kind of also I just kind of like this cut here. So I like how much contrast there is here, and then there is still something here, but not as much contrast. So maybe we'll just do whatever this is. But then the good thing about this is that the front and back is very distinctly separated, and because this is from another artist that we know we like a lot, then as long as we work within the range that we have already set up here, we can change and do whatever we want in the back, and I don't think it matters as long as we keep to this value set up here. So I don't want to spend too much time thinking about the buildings anymore and what's in the back. We just try to set up the front. Although this white is probably gonna be orange, I think. We're gonna swap it out for something like this, I think. We might actually borrow it with... Nah, I don't think it will work out as well. Yeah, I have to try this. I have to still give her something to wear. I don't really know. Oh no, we got some refs last time, right? If I can just find it. These guys here. So some kind of uniform, some kind of shirt with a collar, and then like some kind of a jacket outside, I think would be nice. Colors wise, it would be very similar to this other ref. And if they can make it so orange and have it work, I think we should be fine, because we already kind of have the orange there anyways. Although it would be quite orange and the white might be lost. Although we can balance it out, I think we can figure it out somehow. Yeah, but it's probably dark. Yeah, it's kind of sus, I'm not sure. Worst case, we just revert back to this and have her wear a white jacket, which I think is not very in character, perhaps. I'm not sure if she'll like... Yeah, less intention, I think. We are probably like less intention. But regardless, yeah. Trying to see if there's anything else I can pull out of this. I think this one here is always interesting. I always like how they handled... Because this is like a 3D environment into 2D process. Some of these things are way too tight. Like, for it to have been like fully hand-drawn, it would take a really long time. Not to say you couldn't do it, but I think with the volume that they were pumping out, I don't think it would make any sense. But they just spam textures over it. So I would like to... I don't know if you have the space for it. Again, like some of these things are just like possibly setting up for failure just because this is more environment heavy. You have a lot of space for you to do this. If we're focused like this, then I feel like maybe the textures might be too overwhelming. But then again, if we're zooming into the piece, the texture will look bigger than how we would have probably put it into ours. But yeah, it's kind of... A lot of factors are changing at the same time. But I'm just going to hold on to this one. And then rendering wise, I've been kind of like not rendering hair for a really long time. Like the the two recent paintings are just nothing there. I mean, there's something there, but it's pretty much nothing. So it would be nice to find something. I think in that regard, I would try to use Min's original. Why is my channel coming up when I search for Min? Oh, really? Anyways. Okay, never mind. We would have to look for it on, yeah, Dan Buru, and then I'm gonna get jump scared by porn or something. They have more stuff out. I was not aware of that. They have comics? What? Anyways, this is the original. I'll send it if anybody wants this. You could use Blockbench 2. Blockbench? What is that? I've never heard of that. Is that... Wait, hello. New tech unlocked. Oh, interesting. It's like a... Oh, thank you for the recommendation. Let me take a look at this closer. I think off stream. Because Blender is kind of painful, right? It's just way too powerful. And with that power and flexibility comes a lot more sort of complexity with it. So maybe this would be slightly easier. Yeah, maybe. Did I make Min more popular? I don't think I have enough reach to do that. Because Min, like, by virtue of them working on Arknights, I feel like they are already pretty well established. Right, yes, thank you, Trix. This looks really helpful, because I was also saying before that we want to do 3D, but it's definitely going to only be used for blocking shit out, like all the textures and details and all this and that, unless it's absolutely necessary, like something that's highly irregular in terms of shapes, and putting it into perspective is just way too hard. Or the perspective is way too hard itself, but otherwise all the other stuff should be just photo bashed in, because 3D work is too much work. So you have to get much better at using textures. That's still a lot of work to do. A lot of stuff to do. Like, holy shit, did they paint this, like, all the skills here? Is there a shortcut to this? Like, I don't know if you can even copy and paste here, because there's, like, different colors. Like, well, I mean, colors is one thing, but, like, the shapes are all different, right? Very distinctly different. I mean, I guess you could copy and paste and then adjust afterwards, but it's like, holy shit. That's a lot of work. Oh, okay. That looks like some kind of 3D thing. I don't know. I guess it's not like a... I know what the weapon looks like anyways, so can't tell just by looking. Why is this so aggressive here? So what are we looking at? I guess bottom up and looking into the sky. Perspective is just like... It's just mad. They're not all lining up either. And then there's this thing. Yeah, I think, yeah, Min is like definitely along with the others, so they're just in a different sort of realm. They're at the point where like they're so comfortable with all the concepts and so internalized that they just do whatever and everything looks good because, you know, like they can just intuitively work it out. I don't know how to break stuff like that down. Like I don't know if it makes sense to bother. I feel like it's something that's probably much easier learned just by trying a bunch of stuff at that point. But yeah, like there's nothing else right here at this point. I drop this. I do p hash on this, and then oh no, p hash is probably not as good. I think we do this one here. Although I forgot which one it is, and then that's the uniformity, and then we can look for the more complex stuff. And then the other embedding should allow us to find all the character art in one region, I think. Supposedly. This looks like a different workbook. Oh, the overlap. Yeah, I think you just draw a lot and try a lot of things, and then be critical about how you feel about it, and then you slowly work it out, I think. Yeah, I guess we're not trying to force too many things then. Yeah, something painterly like this is interesting. There are like no lines here almost. All these regions have no lines. No lines always feel kind of hard to see, but I don't know if it's because this is a work in progress. The 14 was kind of... Oh, but I see. Yeah, I don't know. The focal will be here, right? What does the one that Min did look like? Oh yeah, but it's Min, so there's line everywhere. Okay. So we need to clean up sketch. And then from sketch... The previous one was simply painted. This was simply painted. But that means the edges are kind of always changing. If I want to do it properly, I think we have to try something new. So maybe we do lines, we do sketch lines, and then we clean it up. To some extent. Probably not to some of these really, really good artists' level of cleanliness. But then we'll use that, and then we would block out the big shapes, and then we take from the original rough, we'll cut the... So we'll use the beta, like the base coloring, as a selection. Cut it out, put everything on their own layers, and then we'll paint within those layers first. When everything is done, we'll break those edges where we want to break them, I think, separately. It'll be a different workflow from this, where this one was working in that mass, and then we clean up the edges where we want to clean up instead. Actually, this one makes more sense, because you leave it as rough as possible and then only work on the areas that you want it to be clean, which end up being everything for me. Whereas this one, you clean up edges first and then you mess it up afterwards. So strictly speaking, this has more work, but I just want to see, maybe it's worth trying. And see how it feels. Oh, right, actually also this artist themselves are... This is one artist, and then there's the other artist. Kind of hard to find, huh? What? No, wait, what? Oh, here. Right, because if the hair is changing slightly. Where's the completed one? Where is the completed version? I don't know where it is. Yeah, but cutting it out requires keen edges. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Still a lot of groundwork to be done, I think. Alignment problem over here. The rounder edges. All the other characters that we haven't drawn in a while, I think, are still very useful to have them around. Because Faye exists, so I'm gonna make Ria's shapes a little bit rounder. Faye can be the one that's a little bit sharper with all the eyes and all the angles and stuff. Because this here is a lot round. Oh, actually, it's just this. It's like somewhere here. Oh, in the mouth, maybe? Bring this up a bit. I don't know. Thereabouts. Not quite the original round, but I'm not sure. It's fine. I think this time around I need to explicitly plan the hair a little bit better. I've always kind of just hand waved it just with doing this. I don't know what's happening on this point here. So this region, I guess ours is just one big thing. Let me use this. Oh wait, that's the same brush. Big shape first, and then what? I guess a lot more spiky though, like this. I don't know what else to do at this point. Yeah, we have to see. Wait, actually, how does Min handle overlaps on this? Or does she... or they? I don't know if it's a... he or she, but Huh. Do they just, like, avoid the eyes, like the, like... It's just not... wait, hang on. I mean, like, according to Japanese, my name is like a girl's name too. I don't know if it's a good measure. Yeah, I remember I had like a one-on-one session with the Japanese to learn Japanese. And the first thing we had to get through was how he addressed me. And I think he felt uncomfortable calling me that. I don't know, maybe he knew someone in real life with that name or something. Huh, maybe just avoids the eyes. Or if it is, then it would just absolutely cover it. So you have to be sure to do it. It could be interesting, that's whatever it is.
And then I guess we can throw more layers on top, perhaps?
So what do I do with this? What do I do with the lines? So do we keep the lines in? Like, so okay, I did this without thinking too much, right? Like, but like Min's style is very much line dependent, line heavy. So I could just do that. Only other requirement was to try stuff with environment, so it's not like I can't do lines. Min's environments also don't have lines either, right? Although some places are kind of added explicitly. Not quite, not quite. I suppose we could do this. The only other requirement was to, right, to do lines and then try to block shit out. New line art style? I honestly have no idea the rest. I'm just doing things based on how I feel like I want to do it this time around. Doesn't mean we're doing it next time, doesn't mean we're doing it for any specific reason. Just because I can, I suppose. I'm hoping that through like just me like sort of bouncing around all these different ideas that we'll arrive somewhere, like we will be able to sort of hold on to all the ideas that we like the most. And as a result, like coalesce out something that is what we want. What we would consider as my style. Switch line on like a different artist. Are we? I don't know. Like all I did was change the brush and just make the forms a little bit thinner and sharper, which we have done before. This is still kind of like my what? It's kind of like my usual inclinations, I think, of trying to make it longer. Ever since we did like some Ask studies, not the video, but like on stream. Like the first 50 streams or something, I don't remember one of them. I realized that the Ask lines, like for hair, is just always very slender. And ever since then, I've been trying to pull it as long as I could. Before we were drawing like very big, like ends like that, and then after that it became like this or something. We just keep breaking it up more. And I remember that made a big difference. Although this thing here can get pretty overwhelming very quickly because there's so much of it. And also, how thin do you get, right? Because it depends on like the overall balance. Like if you zoom out, like, because this is how you're supposed to see everything. Is it too thin? I suppose like adding to the details wise, you can always just have like thin stuff. I just feel like it's wasted effort. If you don't need it, I really do not want to do it. So much work. Oh wait, what is my original hair planning? I don't know what's happening. This is the wolf's tail, I think. Okay. I'm kind of getting stuck. I'm gonna do what I usually do with my big thick brushes, and then we can try to replace some of it with thinner lines afterwards. Do I want wind here? The tail is kind of very far back. Do that. And then what about this part? So this part here... I think I know what you're saying, the virus. I have felt that case, like felt like that for a couple of times, like before, with some of the other plannings and this, like the Fae piece that we kind of dropped, you know, that was also supposed to be pretty impressive by the end if we could get through it. So I don't know. It's yeah, have potential, yes. I do agree. What's gonna happen? Who knows? Ooh. We're gonna pull. Oh yeah. Ooh, we have a problem here. I need to give her clothing first, because I don't know to what extent the clothing is gonna get in the way. We want to balance it out, I think. What was the plan? The plan was t-shirt. I was supposed to fix the anatomy still. I don't think it's quite ready yet, but I also don't want to spend too much time anymore. I think we pretty much have to take a break because the stream's timings are kind of insane. In that case, I would like to get this done before we do go on a break. Which one's my anatomy plan? Is it this one? Actually, what is this one? This one's like the... Oh... Where's my layer? This one? Collar jacket. I don't know if you can see the breasts. Gonna take that out of the equation for the most part. Fine, this is a bit too big. In normal circumstances, that would be there. Hello, Akuma Lilith. Yeah, that is the intention. I don't know if you live up to expectations, but we'll definitely finish this. Don't know what's happening here. I've kind of learned to ignore. I've kind of learned to just live with it now. It's like whatever, dude. It's just a curve. Yes. Kind of have to wing it here. This also still might get tossed out, like this idea here, just because. Oh no, it's fine, it's fine. I'm very scared of the values here, because the colors that we have right now are very bright, and the jacket is meant to be dark, right? So I think a part of me is very worried that the black here cannot reconcile with the really white part here, because everything here needs to be bright. So thank God for the other reference, because the other reference is basically our Bible at this point. This is the only thing that's keeping this idea going. Because this black jacket is really bright orange up top. Seems kind of fine. So, yeah. Because Ami is wearing pretty white stuff here. Oh yeah, this is pretty important reference. I mean, it's the original. That's fine. I just realized the shadow colors are going to be kind of tricky, potentially, too. There needs to be some shadow formed here, man. Fine here, I hope. And then this part, at the bottom, I'm going to take a page out of this other reference, just, you know, it's like just whatever. Let me check. Yeah, it's going to overlap with the wolf anyway. It's going to be kind of, fine. I think it's probably not going to be that important. We might even just do like a straight edge there, just to see if how distracting or not distracting that is. Because right, that is a very positive attitude. I'm very skeptical just because I've been here many times. I've seen like ideas, like great ideas and like great setup in my head, and it would just die in execution just because of, I don't know, skill issue is what I presume it to be. Lack of experience of knowing like how some of the ideas work together, how some of the colors work together, or like how far you can push certain things without it failing, or and this and that, you know. A lot of things that can go around. So I don't give myself try not to give myself credit. Like case in point, even just the recent one with like this plushy version of Ria. It looked a lot better in the sketches. And then when the colors went in, I was very skeptical. And then we kind of pull back a little bit on the shadows. And so the forms for Kiki is a bit more grouped. And they end up being a little bit easier to read. And it sort of recovered some of that sort of readability that originally was there in the sketch. But even something simple like that, it was kind of a bit of a toss-up. Okay, this is not like this, I don't think. Anyway, so we'll do our best. Figure this out. How long is this thing? Her knees are where? Here. Kind of longish. I guess it's fine. And I guess maybe, so I don't know what this part looks like. We can always find a reference, but I might be inclined to just whatever. We just like do like a brush stroke here and something and just cut it off. That's the shirt. No, the shirt we have like a long tucked out shirt, so it'll be pretty long maybe over there. Let's clean this up real quick. Oh, I can't see anything. Gotta get a tie-in. I don't know if that's even visible. Also, this part of the anatomy, I'm also hand-waving it. I think I'm not gonna care if it's wrong. At this point, I'm just don't want this to drag on for too long. Liberty here. Yeah, is this a hoodie? I guess it's fine. Simpler shapes for now. Hands are here, but the hands are in pockets, I think. Some tension here. And then hand in pocket. This part is decent to use. Could probably just put in some random triangles here and there afterwards. Light sources this way. Yeah, this is the part, like, this is interesting to me, because if you didn't show me the reference, right, my brain would be like, oh, look at the colors here, right? The light source is clearly orange, and very strongly orange and yellow. So if there's bounce light from here that lights up the rest of the parts in the shadow, surely it means that these bright regions here should be kind of orange and yellow. But that isn't necessarily the case here. It's all pretty blue and coal and purple, you know? These parts as well. Like, it's not like you're really getting very bright orange and stuff here. It kind of just ends here. And that helps group the shapes together. I would have made this part kind of orange, and I think that would have broken stuff up quite a bit. And maybe disrupted the whole comp with the way the colors work. So I'm looking at these parts here. The light doesn't reach there, I don't think, right? Oh, it does reach there. I mean, if it didn't reach there, you would still need to light the top part because it is bouncing down. And then I got curious what the colors were. This part is very dark. I wonder, yeah, is that like an art thing, or is that like a real life thing? Maybe I'm just misunderstanding how it would have worked. Do I know the reason? No, the reason that I can think of is just that for compositional reasons. Because art, like, I think it's kind of very confusing in the beginning. Like, if you look at very pro artists, you always see all the very tiny details that they add in. Like, there's so much detail, so many shapes and this and that. But actually, you want to reduce the number of shapes. So, like, this part here is all one kind of big dark shape here. And this is one kind of big bright shape here. If you bring some of the colors and the hue and make it look like if you have some color here that is kind of close to this instead of closer to this area, it would be breaking this part up some more, and it will make this part noisier. Maybe you want that, maybe you don't want that, but in this case the focal is here. So I think that's why they probably just kind of kept this bluer like that. Although also maybe in real life then it would have also been bluer. I don't know. But it's like, regardless if real life would have had that or not, you probably wanted to keep that all a little bit more grouped. Just so the comp stays a little bit more intact. Is what I would think. Oh, these things are... You can make like a bunch of reasons for why it's there. But only the original artists know exactly why it's there. Whether if it's like correct or not, technically. Or like realistically or in this and that, I don't know. Oh, we could actually... So this was the workflow that I was doing for the other piece, where I started blocking out values as I was sketching. I've seen people do it, it's just very unnatural for me, but the good thing is you end up with some values ready to go by the end of the sketch. And you're kind of like checking the values as you're sketching too. Where's my chest? This is kind of a little bit... deviating from the original quite a bit, actually. Yeah, let me shift it. Will more details be better? I think it depends on what you're drawing for. If you're doing Arknight stuff, if you're doing like not Arknight stuff, but like key visual pieces like these, then I would say you want like a decent amount of detail and rendering and all those tinier shapes. But if you're just doing like cute stuff, you know, like the other thing that I was showing, then less might be more, right? And like less time here means more ideas going out. Because something like this is gonna take you a while to paint, like the one that we saw. This would have taken them, I don't know, at least 20 hours, I imagine, right? Surely. 20 to 40 hours. Honestly, realistically, I think, like, for me, this would have taken, like, maybe close to 100. Potentially. But they're pumping out, like, a lot of those, so... Probably can get it done pretty quick. That means this pocket might be a little bit further front. I'm gonna shift it a little bit further front. It gives me some space here so I can actually have a thingy like that, maybe. So I guess the rest of the body is blocked out. I think that's a... See, that's a good thing. Is there even like any visible part of the shirt? I'll just drop it here, I think. I'll just keep it here. Yeah, that might be a bit distracting, actually. It's just a random bit of white triangle. Might be distracting. To double check the color rut too. Yeah, also it doesn't quite work like this because the final would be quite bright on top. I guess I wouldn't block it in then. Yeah, do I want that thing? But I mean, easy to remove, I guess, right? If we don't want it later. Regular set. Or if I can afford to... How do I make the physics work? Yeah, I don't know how to make physics work. Just pull it. Just do that. Drawing like the style, how long will it take? I don't know, man. Like that ooh. How long would it take? I think there's a lot of like, so we need to define the terms here, right? Because if you're talking about style, to come to, say for example, to draw hair in this manner, to draw clothing in this manner, and to sort of render it to this quality with the lines and the shapes and this sense of like their aesthetic sense for choosing colors and balance and proportions and all that, that is one thing, right? That would be what I construed, like what I think the word style is referring to. But because we're looking at something complex like this, there's a lot of other elements here as well. There is the composition of everything, the overall balance of all these details, like quiet areas versus noisy and detailed areas, how you handle environments, how you handle all the textures, how you handle all of these different ideas together. that would take a lot of extra time as well. I think if you just want to figure out the style like this, and if you have them as a reference, for example, if you really like their art, right, and you just want to be like them, you study their stuff, I don't know, I'm sure you can do something within 1,000 hours, maybe a couple hundred hours. You can probably get pretty sort of comfortable with like the shapes and like some of the lines and things that they do. But then to get a better sense for composing something like this, to plan this thing and to put it together and make it look balanced, that can take, I don't know, quite a few thousand hours, I imagine. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a very clear number. But definitely like thousands, I would say. For you to be that comfortable to... You have to eat, sleep, and breathe art for a good period of time. And then absorb everything. Over a period of time, of course. Man. Art is a very painful journey, I think. It's constantly about like finding what you cannot do. What you're not good at, and then trying to fix that. I think is kind of painful. This is very spiky. I don't know. It's not the kind of. What did I think the other one didn't even have any hair endings, right? Almost. Oh, it's kind of thick because I left the lines there and I also just didn't even bother rendering this. So it's kind of hard to... These guys didn't even end because I didn't bother. They just kind of disappeared. Yeah, I could have cut this up a little bit, but... Maybe like here, there should have been more strands. But... These things here. Kind of spiky. Where did my thing go? What? This is kind of spiky. Oh, right, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like we necessarily have to get to this level. This level is kind of insane. Because, well, they're like someone who does this professionally. This is all they do, like, day in, day out. And they presumably have done it for like a few years, right? So, I didn't draw this. This is not mine. I'm looking at other people's stuff, but... and this is where they are. This is where they get to after doing that for like years, and it's not something easily achievable. Maybe we'll get there someday, but I don't know if that's necessarily the goal. It does appear to be the goal that I'm working towards too. So I just want to compare this. I just want to see how it feels. Yeah, 10 years, I think. Starting from scratch, 10 years. Depends on, I mean, it also depends on how much time you spend in it, I suppose. I mean, we are where we are, wherever we are. I don't know how close we are to them. I still think we're closer to, let's say, a beginner than close to Min's level of skill, I think. But we've been at this for, I've been at this for 2020 March I started doing stuff, right? And then 2 years ago, 1 year ago, we started doing the streams, which is where most of the progress was. So I think like if you just like hardcore study, and especially if you have a very clear goal, like if you have this artist, hey, I just want to be like them, I think you can be much faster. half my streams, if you not saying anyone should be watching all the streams, right? But like if you watch all the streams and combine all the hours, I think half of them is spent trying to figure out what the hell I want, rather than like necessarily working on something. We spend so much time just talking about stupid stuff. So if the goal is clear, I think you can probably go very fast. There are like there's like this one Japanese artist. I remember he made a video on it, on his own progress in like a year, and he pretty much went from like beginner into some kind of like something like what is in the reference. Obviously not, definitely not as high level of, as the same level of mastery, but it was pretty good. Pretty good. I need to realign my alignments. That's great. No key, no key. Very cool. Oh my god, very cool. Yeah, it kind of sucks, I think. Well, this time around is not really because of Min that we came back. It's because I have this thing kind of set up from the past that I wanted to just complete with the stuff that we have. But yes, in the past we definitely did come back to Min quite a bit. I think Min is very interesting. Min is the first one that I've seen. Like artists usually have like your like super painterly or your super clean line art. Min had like quite a few pieces where they're kind of like both. There are regions of line arts where they're just like, well, like whatever. Like you can see that, hey, they just don't care about the lines as much because it's kind of messy. I think the one that the one I made the video on, right? Like some of these areas, if you look closely, like line endings don't end, or like they don't meet, or like there's like doubled up lines and there's like overlap stuff that you didn't clean up and this and that. And I thought it was very interesting because they just leaned into it. But then at the same time, the painting, the coloring part of it is also kind of very painterly. There are parts that just I don't know what's happening, and you don't have to be that tight. It's like a weird blend that I've never quite seen before, I think. So, and also, of course, the comms, I think. The comms are very, very cool. Like what's happening here. I don't know how you even plan this. But yeah, I think Min's definitely up there in terms of like, you know, if I were to have to choose one style for the rest of my life, you know, like it would definitely be a contender. I think at this point I'm a little bit clearer on what I like now. That I think I would probably choose someone else. For example, I do like the painterly stuff more. Where? I need to close down these tabs. I had them open here. Broski. Like this artist I really like. They have very interesting colors and design, and also very painterly. I still don't know, like, I can guess, perhaps. But there's like so many things overlapped in here that it's kind of hard to really know what the process is like. What do you want to do? Have a plan to explore things as they come? My goal is to create a world for my character here. So the plan was to... Yeah, okay. To be fair, this is the reason why I spent a lot of time talking, because I don't know how to really work this out, but... The plan was to just, like, execute, like, bring this character to life, create a world for her, you know, this and that, do some stories. Illustrations to tell stories and this and that. But that's what Omi wanted to do, right? Like Omi had like some ideas, inspirations, and this and that from like 10 years ago, like the me from 10 years ago. But the me now doesn't really have the same ideas anymore. I have forgotten all these inspirations that I've had. So I don't know if I can do what I wanted to do in the past. Or rather, I should say, I don't think I can do exactly the same thing anymore. But yeah, I don't know. And this is like the reason why I spent a lot of time thinking and talking about this, because I don't. I think like the style, right? The amount of effort you put in can change drastically depending on what you want to do. We can put in all this effort and get somewhere, which is impressive technically and objectively, but then it would not. Maybe if it doesn't serve the purpose that we want it to serve, and then that would still kind of suck. So, kind of important to have that goal in mind. But I don't know. If we have nothing else, like if I don't have any other ideas, or if my own ideas are not ready yet, I think I will do it anyways. Like, sorry, I think I will do my own ideas one day, for sure. But if, say, I get to a level of skill that I'm comfortable with, and stable enough, and I don't have my own ideas ready, then we can just use that to do fan art. Maybe I can do other people's ideas. Maybe you can just go back to making videos, you know. I don't think we'll leave the art sphere, or the, not industry, but like just the so-called content creation, I guess. I'll probably just do something in the interim. Oh, maybe I'll do music. Oh yeah. Yeah. Once art is done, guys, let's start our music journey. Let's start making some music. Where is it? Oh, I was looking for this. Trying to get some ideas for the hair here. I don't know what to do with this. Very positive way of thinking, I have to say. That is very positive. I cling to the past because it's what makes things meaningful for me. Like why we embarked on this journey, why this character is important. Everything is because of stuff that happened in the past. And I want to make something of it. Because I made a promise to do it. So, to me, I feel like not doing it is a big no-no. But yeah, we can definitely use this to do more things, right? More things like that. I see what. Okay, yeah. I think simply put, it's just because like unless I get my original ideas done or satisfyingly concluded, that's a weird way of saying it, phrasing it, but concluded satisfyingly, nothing else has any value to me. I think that is pretty much how it feels like. This is such a weird. Why is there a concave here? It actually kind of maybe works. No, it doesn't work. Never mind. It's okay. Oh, right, yeah, for sure. Her name is Ria. The story and world are undecided at this point. End of discussion. I don't know. There's a... I don't know yet. Yeah, it's to be determined, I think. The goal is to kind of use stuff that happened in real life. Because she's been with me for like, what, 15 years now, I think. I want to use real life as a basis for creating stuff. But then how things are portrayed and how much information and this and that to share. Those are all... Flashing with the Sete. My Sete is non-existent. Man, how do I iterate this part? I don't know what makes this part interesting. Okay, let me think about this, right? Color goes where? Color ended somewhere here, right? This part is the part that's important. That part needs to have enough shape and needs to be tight enough. Everything else can be just hand wave. And we might even want to hand wave it. Even if we could draw it. But yes, Lilith, I think that's kind of slightly the beauty of this journey that I'm on, is that I don't know how I want to do it. So to some extent, we're kind of discovering it together. I don't think it's necessarily such a unique idea, by the way. I'm sure a lot of other artists are doing similar things, where they're discovering stuff with other people. But yeah, I think it's interesting, because I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think long-time viewers would have would heard me say this like so many times by now, right? Like I have no idea what's happening, and they were just trying all these different things to try to make things become more apparent. Like I created other new characters just so that we have different ideas to compare against her. I did the plushie thing also as a different way of sort of experimenting with the styles and ideas, because that one's a lot less logical. You just kind of do whatever, like do all the cute character art that I can think of, get it out of my system, and then whatever that's left, we can see how we can make use of that to do other things, and then this and that. This part here is, from experience, I know these regions are going to be kind of like hard to deal with later, because I don't know what's happening. Even here right now, I guess we'll just like try to use Min's render here. You see how they handle like sort of creating some kind of reasonable looking shapes and forms to convey the idea of hair without necessarily being like super tight and very clear about what's actually happening with it. Right, yeah, yeah. Pretty much it, I think. That's how you think you summarized it. Let's see what we can come up with. This by all means should be a lifelong journey, but I sure hope it doesn't take that long to do it. At the rate that we're going, I don't know how long that's gonna last. Kinda insane. What is this? Just a random thing. Yeah. It's getting kind of late. Thank you, Wizard. And the weird thing is, there's no real established lore or character or anything like that at this point, other than the plushie ones, which I did manage to show some more personality. But the main version of her is always got this blank look on her face, right? Which you can, construe as a personality. But to me, because I know there's actually nothing to back it up, it's just an empty shell. I always see it as kind of like an empty shell. Pick over hair. I don't know why I'm bothering with such clean line art. I don't know what's I guess it's not necessarily that clean, but it's clean enough for us to actually use this to block out the selection, the base color, the base shape, and then we can paint from there, perhaps. Yeah, no, Lilith, by all means, but I'll be hopping off like soon. I actually should have hopped off quite a bit earlier. Because my health is not doing very good. I've kind of stayed on just because we're making progress here. Okay, like all these regions we can kind of reconcile and just split them. Oh, I don't really want to block the tail this way. Okay, we can have it drip down just like what Ass likes to do. Actually, what is going on here? This would be in the back, I think. Just drop that. Push that there. Some of these noise, I think, it's kind of hard to erase, so I'm just going to leave it. We have to paint over them anyways at some point. But these lines are not meant to be final. Keep piling on more lines, more lines. Keep it light. I don't like it. I know, it's really take this part out. Yeah, I don't like those. Dang, I saw some of my older art and I was trying to mimic all these like gaps in the hair that I saw other artists doing. And I did it so awkwardly, like it's just like a random circle in the middle of nothing. It's so it's such an eyesore. I still don't really like it. I still don't really like gaps like these. As a result. Made it too cursed for myself. Yeah, I'm not so... This sure looks kind of stupid. I'm not buying the design. But I would go with it anyways, because knowing myself, I can spend a long time trying to figure it out, and then we get too tired, and then nothing would be drawn. The square, bro. Okay, it's whatever. Main key check. No shoes is fine. Here for the most part. Oh, I kind of missed the mark on the illusion. Maybe we overdid it. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly. This is why I think tracing is not necessarily not studying. Like, tracing can also be a study, because if we can just trace Min's line art, I can get a feel for how it looks like without the colors. Because this might be a lot of lines, or this might be not enough still. No idea. No. Very hard to tell. That vibe. I don't know what's happening here. We'll figure it out with colors, and maybe we can just lose all the edges here actually. Worst case, I'll just smudge it all out and it'll be invisible. Impossible to copy. I don't know if that's possible. I think it can be kind of hard to copy because it's not your kind of stylization, and we see that quite often. I think with some of the other artists that Duvet recommends, like not recommends, but just shares. But I feel like so long as everything is visible, right, which is what art is, then surely there must be a way to replicate it. To find the rules hidden within all the colors and all the mess. But like for sure, like artists like Mika Picasso would be like really hard to try to imitate just because it's like what's happening. Like you can't spot the patterns. I think that's the problem. Yeah, I don't know if I like the way it's being drawn right now, but I do intend to just proceed with it and see where it goes. Past me would not have been able to do this. I would be so stuck up on the fact that the hair looks kind of bad right now because I don't really fully agree with it. And then I would get really stuck up on that and then we just never finish it. Because I would get super burnt out just looking at it. Art is like... At least half is like just mentality. Oh my god. Sorry, who's Star? Is Star, I remember, wasn't there someone on our server by that name? The only Star I know that comes to mind immediately is TF2 Germa Star. But that's Sir, I mean, strictly speaking, but... Michelangelo. Yeah, all the realistic styles of GG with AI coming. Oh god. I draw tails. Hopes and prayers, I think, a good part. The tails are a bit of a tails are kind of weird because the way I draw it is more akin to hair, like horse tails. Like horse tails are hair, right? It spawns at the tip at the. How do you draw horses again? Never really drawn horses, I think. How do you draw a horse leg? But anyways, like the horse, but horse tail is like actually hair, like it's really long. It starts here, and then it flows like this. So it's kind of like hair. Sorry, I keep saying the same thing because I'm tired. I think my brain's not working. But this here, with with dogs, they have a bone, and then it spawns like here. So really, like the rendering and this and that should be quite different. Anyways, if you want to draw tails, you can do the. So you want to figure out like how it's gonna go first, right? So that's basically you can do a line to represent the bone, and then from here you kind of want to figure out the volume of the hair. So let's say you want it to be like this, right? You don't worry about all the zigzags and all that just yet. You just do that, and then from the outer contour here, you can just kind of like add some hair from it. You want to be a little bit. You want to vary it. You don't want to do like a sawtooth like this. Although you could start like this, right? You can start like this and be like, oh, I don't want as much here, maybe. I don't want maybe as much here. Oh my god, my stupid brush settings. And then maybe like over here, I want to merge these two to be something bigger. Maybe this would be like this. And then like this. You're probably not going to get it right like for quite a while, I think. Like get it to a point where you like it. That is kind of hard. This kind of looks like shit to me. And then slowly you have something, and then you want to maybe not have stuff that, you know, like if you have like a thing like that, you don't have it like this, because it's very obvious pattern where there's this and there's that. So you kind of offset it. Generally, I think the top doesn't have as much of these. Actually, I think it's the bottom that has a bunch. You can have things going in different directions. The important thing is to not go into the shape that you blocked up before, because if you cut into it, it will look a bit weird all of a sudden, like your tail is kind of broken all of a sudden. But Yeah, you have to play around with this, but generally get shape first and then break it up, break out the lines. The render itself, you have to find references. There are different ways of rendering it, for sure. Our showcase. What is it? Are you talking about Ronald? The name is Ronald, right? I can't see the names right now because of streamer mode. But yeah, like they are very good. I remember when they first joined, and they shared like a Space Marine thing, and that would happen to be when I was getting recommended Warhammer 40k every single day on YouTube Shorts. So it really stood out to me. But this is very clean. Like, look at that. How long was this? How long did they take for this? Holy shit. I remember when they were in VC, maybe like last month or 2 months ago, and every time I mouse over, their name is always the same piece. I remember back then it was still like a Warhammer 40k thing. I remember seeing a Space Marine there. Yeah, no problem, Lilith. I'm not as technically good as I would like to be to share and teach stuff because it can be misguided. But compared to nothing, I imagine that's probably better, I suppose. But yeah, there's a lot of resources on Pinterest and this and that. Definitely use Pinterest, I think. I hated Pinterest in the past, but Pinterest is the GOAT. Although they are doing some like really sussy stuff, but yeah, you know. You take what you can get, I suppose. Anyways, I do have to hop off here. It's been nice chatting with everyone. I think I will miss the chatting part for sure when I do go on the break. I will always come back. We need to finish this 400 series of streams with the Hong Kong planning thing, and then we'll make a book, and then we can again properly conclude. Oh my god, conclude the style development, and then what we do after that is to be determined. But we need to wrap this up. Yeah, Wizard, my health is not doing very good. My heart problem is it's gone from like having 1 or 2 episodes a day, and the episodes are like 10 or 15 seconds, to basically always actually happening throughout the entire day. It is gotten quite a lot worse, like orders of magnitude worse. So I need to rest more. The stream timings are just pretty bad. So when I do return, the stream timings will probably have to be changed. We shall see. Oh my god. Yes, thank you. I will figure it out. I hope. Literally figure it out, die trying, I guess. I mean, it's whatever. Let me make a nice thumbnail. But anyways, I'll see you guys soon. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Goodbye.